Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason. This is my fuzzy co-star Furio. And we're bringing you today's video. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We're just a small family channel, just me, the wife, the fuzzy one. A lot of books. We would appreciate any support you guys might want to give us. We're going to keep doing these videos anyway, but we would appreciate the support. Also, don't forget to check the links down below for links to books that we talk about today and anything else that may be applicable. Definitely need the traffic through those links in order to keep us signed up on Amazon. Otherwise, I'm going to get into today's video and apologize for the gaps that I've had. We've been really sick. Actually, we're out of work for a couple of weeks because of how sick we were. So, starting to get back into the swing of things. So, I realized that I had actually missed one of the videos that or three of the videos that we do every single month. So, here we go. I'm a little bit behind on these. Today's video is going to be the top books from last month. Top books from last month. So, it'll be the top books from April. And what I mean by the top are the most viewed of the ones that we reviewed. The most popular videos that we put out. What books were they? So, here we go. Coming in at number one, the most viewed video we had was actually one of my favorite books, Beware of Chicken 2 by Casual Farmer. It came out last month, was the top video we had for the month, and that does not surprise me because it is just an absolutely fantastic book. I've heard that there is a book 3 that's going to be coming out. I am very glad to hear that, and I'm hoping that this author, obviously they go under a pseudonym, Casual Farmer, unless parents really didn't like it when they were born. But hopefully they managed to catch on a little bit bigger because fantastic books. Beware Chicken 1 was incredible, and Beware Chicken 2 was better, actually, was better. Definitely fleshed out the world a whole lot more, fleshed out some of the side characters, such as the chicken, but fleshed out a lot of what's going on within the book. Like I said, by far one of my favorite books. Beware Chicken 2 was absolutely fantastic. If you guys haven't read it yet, I don't know what you're doing, because it's mostly cultivation, a little bit of lit RPG elements, but mostly cultivation, and a little bit of isekai elements involved there, and just overall, like I said, just absolutely incredible. And again, fleshing out more of the world, also fleshing out a little bit more of the past, especially the body that the character, because again, kind of isekai, take it from another world sort of thing. But who was the body? Who was the person before they were kind of taken over by the main character? And more about the world, more about the side characters. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely a lot of hints showing up, things that may occur later on in further books. Pretty incredible. Number two. The number 2 most viewed video that we had was actually our one of our author spotlights, which is rare because the author spotlights get a lot less of a viewership than the book videos. But the author spotlight on author Michael Moorcock, and that is also surprising to me because Michael Moorcock is an older author. I mean, his books really started coming out in the 50s and 60s, but a lot of his series continued on into, he was still releasing books in the 80s. I'm not sure about the 90s, but I know definitely through the 80s, and still interlinked because he has this kind of multiversal aspect of it, his eternal warrior or eternal champion idea, and order and chaos and balance and these champions that throughout history have come up and shown up to bring a balance between law and chaos. And what's great with Michael Moorcock is he wrote in all kinds of different eras. He wrote fantasy, he wrote magical fantasy, very strange fantasies. He also wrote books that took place, say, during World War II. He wrote books that took place in the future, alternate futures, alternate pasts, high fantasy, low fantasy, weird fantasy. Wrote all kinds of stuff, and yet they were all somewhat interconnected by his concept of the eternal champion, and they're just fantastic. Michael Moorcock was one of the best fantasy authors ever, and he was probably very, very, very influential to many of the authors out there that still write today. So number three, the number three most popular video we had was actually talking about I'd said trilogy. It's not a trilogy. It's a 4-book series. Jim Butcher's Codex Alera, and I actually still have one of the books right here. Incredible book, or incredible series, I should say. All 4 books were just absolutely fantastic. 4 or 5, 5 maybe, 4 or 5. I can't remember, but absolutely incredible series. Jim Butcher's a fantastic author. I mean, the Dresden Files, just beyond incredible. Although I am actually behind by 2 books, but the Codex Alera was incredible. It was finally it was a different thing. He wrote into a fantasy type where he created his own world versus the Dresden Files that is basically modern day with the hidden supernatural world and the hidden magical world. Whereas the Codex Alera, he created his own world. He created a new magic system that was pretty good. The Furies of Calderon, which is actually the name of one of the books. The world being Calderon, and these conflicts and alliances and just cool stuff and how the magic worked. It was absolutely fantastic. And one of the things that's so awesome with the Codex Alera also is that it is a finite series. The Dresden Files, part of the reason I might be behind by a couple books is because we're 20 books in, and there's a lot of books out there for me to read. A lot of books. I'm reading 2 or 3 books a day, and I am still behind. My reading list continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. I have a separate Amazon wish list just for books, plus just my notes that I write down of books that I eventually want to read. So, for every 2 or 3 books I finish, I add about 6 books to the list. It means I'm never catching up. And because of Dresden Files, it seems like it's just going on and 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 on with no end in sight. Although he does plan on having an ending for it eventually, but I think he said somewhere around, late 20s, early 30s in the books. I love the series, but there's just so many other things I want to read. So the Codex Alera is great because there's an actual finite ending to it, and also just a great series, just absolutely incredible. All the books in it are absolutely incredible. In fact, they actually might get better as they go, which not a lot of series do that. So next up, the number 4 most popular, Wraithbound by Tim Akers. That was a really, really, really awesome book. Also very, very, very different. The world is pretty cool, and it's weird because it's kind of a mixture of magic and steampunk in a way, which kind of reminds me, actually, now that I say that, a little bit like Sanderson's Mistborns, the later, not the first set, but the later set where it had guns and stuff like that. Wraithbound has guns, things along those lines. Also has your soulbound swords and just a cool magical system that more deals with tying your soul to a magical being's soul, basically to some form of elemental storm or lightning or earth or whatever it may be. And then of course you've got your race that are sort of the evil type, and things like mapping out the soul and stuff like that. It was a really cool world and a lot of fun, absolute lot of fun. So you guys got to check that one out. And then number five most watched video that we had last month was one of my favorite series, Kitty Robertson's Neural Wraith 3. Guys, I love this series. I really, 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 really love this series. I will admit that this was probably, when I think about it now, it's probably my least favorite of the 3, and yet still an awesome book. And I think mostly my issues with the book actually kind of dealt more with the dolls, with the AI robots. Actually, the overall plot was fantastic, and the mystery of it was fantastic, and I can't wait for book 4. And it really picked up in the second half. It was absolutely, again, fantastic. I would like to see Kitty Robertson try and get out of the wink wink nudge nudge type of the harem lit, like a lot of the harem lit authors out there try and do, write 1 or 2 books that are more mainstream. I'm curious to see what Kitty Robertson could do with that, because of all the ones that I've read, when it comes to the intricacies of the plot line and the mysteries, it's one of the best authors. I mean, all 3 books, the mystery involved and the solving the mystery was just incredible, absolutely incredible. So Neural Wraith 3, fantastic. But if you haven't read any of the Neural Wraith series, again, what is wrong with you? They are incredible sci-fi books, incredible mystery books, just incredible books all the way around. thank you guys for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now.